Well, folks, it is that time of the year. I'm out of material till the weekend for the barn, but I have fences to fix, so why not? Thought I'd take you guys along for the funness. This is what we do when we're not working on the barn, so there's always something around here. This land, throughout the course of this project, now here's something I love about fiberglass fence posts. When the insulators come off, they fling them a long ways. Usually you can find them though, but yes, the fence is turned off, but these things, I do like the fiberglass ones though quite a bit. Like them quite a bit. This time of year, ground's real wet, you know, frost is coming out of the ground, your fence posts like to heave. A lot of these things right here, we've got a snowmobile trail, that's what all this mowed part is, that runs through our property. I have in this section here, close to 80 acres, the field right off that way. You guys can see it a little bit probably in some of the drone shots. That's all family land, about a mile and a half of family land up through here, all on one side of the road, all in one stretch. That's what we farm, so it's quite a good chunk. And this section I'm on here, my wife and I own it with my in-laws. But yeah, every spring get to go through, fix the fences, but you know, that's all part of it. I actually really enjoy it because I really like getting out back here. You know, some of you watch for a long time, the diehard followers who watch all the videos. You guys have seen us back here quite a bit before. I set my wires, I set them kind of high, and that's so the cows, they will actually eat everything under the fence. They'll keep it nice and cleaned out for me, and then I don't have shorts in the fence. It's the only thing about an electric fence, you get the shorts, and that's no fun. I know some of you have been wanting to see some of the farm stuff, so I figured why not. Usually I don't take the camera along too much for the farm stuff, just because there's so many people doing videos on farming and homesteading and stuff like that. But you know, it's all part of the process, all part of the journey, I guess, and all that good stuff. All right, try not to be too jerky on this. I'm doing this with a cell phone, so see what happens. It is good and windy today, I'll tell you that. So here's a good section of pasture here. A lot of you have seen this before. Keep walking. It opens up. This is one of my favorite hunting spots in here. I've got a few tree stands on the property lines. But over there, like that pine tree's ours. Those bigger oak trees you see, those are all ours. Oh, there goes my brother-in-law again. So this right here, give you a little view here. I want to do something with this stretch in here. This is a pretty nice little spot that I've kept up on the brush hog, and I've always kept this open. The thing about this brush around here, if you don't keep it managed, it's going to look like that. Just takes control, and that stuff's so thick. Like I said, well, I've got a brush hog on an 80 horse tractor, and it doesn't touch it. Just about stalls the tractor right out every time. But I'm not sure what I want to do in here. I thought about planting fruit trees in here. I witched a spot down there. I'd like to dig a little pond. I think this is my little corner of paradise in here. But here's more of the pasture here. You always tell where that is. Let's keep walking. So yeah, that pine tree houses a tree stand. There's a couple tree stands down in these oaks down here. Nice white oak right there, and they put off a lot of acorns. There he goes again. So down here it's all wooden fence posts. Goes all the way to the open field there. Kind of a nice spot. See if we can see the barn at all from down here. Give you a shot of my clampet mesh from the back 40. So that's us all the way to the telephone poles. Give all you new viewers a tour of the property. And let's see, where are you here? That is why I usually carry a gun when I'm out here. It's not that I worry about myself, because I really don't think I have to worry about coyotes attacking me. It's only happened once or twice that's ever been recorded, but I like to I usually take them out when I see them, because I have had them take calves on me a few times. Yeah, this is all us. And that's more brush that has to come out. But like I said, this is a really good hunting spot in here. The ground's usually pretty torn up with deer tracks. Good rabbit hunting out here too. Those pastures are really good rabbit hunting. All right, so follow those power lines. That is my back property line. All the way down there. Now, let's see, where are we here? That place you see off in the distance would be my wife's little brother's place. He owns the field next to us. And there's the timber frame from way back here, from those few pine trees right there. The second floor of that barn is 500 yards away, just a little over 500. Now, if you have my hunting rifle is sighted in for that distance, and that is a lot of fun. I've taken a lot of coyotes and stuff from this corner, from back up by the house. Good old 270. Love my 270. So, that's more brush. Like I told you, we've got to clear out all that right back to the woods. We have some beautiful white oak trees down this line. I mean, gorgeous. Got a nice young stand right there coming up. Two old monsters right there. You can see them. Those ones are huge. And of course, have some elm trees that are pretty well dying out, so they're going to have to come out of there soon. But all those little trees you see next to them, those are all white oaks that have established themselves. So the woods are kind of moving out, which is kind of nice. Look at that old fence line. Now this is the old fence line in here I need to fix. Oop. Well, in there, kind of hard to see it on the camera. At least I'm having trouble seeing it, but there you go. There you can see it pretty good. That line is still pretty well intact all the way up. And I just need to make it pretty. Need to make it nice. Boy, there's a couple oak trees in here I'd love to grab and throw on the sawmill, but I just can't do it. But that's a nice one right there. You got a good 8 foot of trunk there without anything in it, and then you get some pretty nice crotch pieces. All those lower leaders could render a few boards. Yeah, but Now this is a funny thing, that crotch way up there. Well, my father-in-law is crazy when it comes to heights. Nothing scares him. He used to have a board, just a 2x4, strapped in the crotch of that tree, and that is up there. He used to climb that tree and sit in that board. He'd climb it like a monkey. Just amazing. Not me. Definitely not me. Well, there you go. You've had the grand tour of the back 40. Not a whole lot to show, but I like it back here. You know, another couple months we'll be mowing hay out here in this field, and we'll have some videos on that. But we do have a nice view here. It's a pretty spot. We're real lucky to have what we have. Well, it's a little breezy, so it's going to be kind of hard to explain too much right now and all that. I do have the mic, but anyway, so kind of a brief tour of the back 40 here where the cow stuff happens, and nice spot back here. This is a very nice spot. Like I said earlier, we're quite lucky to have what we have here. You know, it's nice. If I want to go hunting, I can go right out the back door. If I want to do any target practice, I can do it pretty well right out the back door here. I mean, there's no houses that way for over a mile, so it's kind of nice. And this is where my kids get to play. This is where they get to hang out, and I'm finding myself pushing them out the door more and more. You know, get away from that technology, go explore in the woods and the brush, and, you know, pick the ticks off of yourself, you know what I mean? Just like we had to do when we were kids. But so how we set it, how we work it here between my father-in-law and myself, we've got 50 to 60 head right now, and how we work it is I have my group down here. I've only had cows here a few years, so natural progression. You know, we started, I think I started with 7 down here, and 4 heifers and 3 steers. The steers have all gone by the way of the freezer. So, but my heifers are now cows, and they put out now every year. They're about to be, well, they've had 2 rounds of calves now, so I'm up to like 9 head right here at my house. But we hay for closer to 60 head usually. And that's a lot of hay, a lot of work. You know, a lot of people ask me, how many cuttings do you do? We only really have time to do 1 cutting. Like I said, it's about 300 acres of farm that we do here. And it's just my father-in-law and myself. You know, my wife's little brother's now starting to get into it a little bit, but it's usually just him and I out here doing it all summer long. And pretty soon, as soon as the building's finished, it's going to be on to wrenching on haying equipment, getting it ready for haying season. You know, we'll fit a lot of other stuff in between, but kind of covering it all here, you know what I mean? You know, if you're into homesteading, you can find that here. If you're into building, you can find it here, woodworking, blacksmithing, whatever. But I figured it'd be kind of nice to give a lot of you newer viewers who are brand new to the channel. There's over 1,000 of you now in the last 3 weeks, which is awesome. But kind of give you a little insight as to what we're doing here. And it's kind of cool. It's a lot of fun. You know, I really enjoy this lifestyle. It's just nice. It's nice to know where your food comes from, things like that. I'm not some hippie type or anything like that. I'm just a little bit of an old-fashioned person. I like the grind of it all. I like the daily get up and do it and go until you can't move anymore, and that's kind of how I work. It's good for me, and hopefully I'm really hoping the kids pick up on that, and maybe they'll be the same way someday. We will find out. But anyway, enough said. I've rambled enough. You guys have gotten your brief tour. A little bit of drone footage. Not a huge point to this one tonight, but it's more, you know, you guys getting to know me getting to know you guys, and this is all part of it. So have a good evening. I will catch you on the next one.